It's easy to get lost in the vastness of space. There's only yourself, your ship, your crew.
First of all, thank you very much. Okay, what was the first thing to do? What was the first? The idea or the job? Do you, I don't know, as a screenwriter said, I have an idea for a script for Star Trek, or they say, Simon, we need you to make Star Trek?
It was the second one. They came to myself and Doug Jung, my co-writer, and said, we need a new screenplay, go. And that was it. And Justin, Lynn, myself, Doug, and our producer Lindsay Weber, we locked ourselves away in a hotel room for about 16 hours and just talked and talked. Well, actually, no, for 2 sessions like that. And became, you know, sort of got the rough idea together. And then really it was just keep moving and keep creating and keep coming up with the story. We had a rough idea of what we wanted our villain to mean. We had a rough idea of where we wanted our characters to go. But really it was about writing it as we, you know, and then when we started to shoot the movie, we were still writing the film. So I didn't come to them with an idea. They came to me and said, give me an idea.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
okay, one of the huge ideas in the mainstream is no Enterprise. The Enterprise is crashed.
Yeah.
How do you came for that idea?
I was against it, to be honest, at first. When Justin, that was Justin's big thing that he wanted to do, was destroy the Enterprise early on in the movie. And I felt like it had been done before, and I felt like it was a cynical thing to do. And, you know, I think I was thinking like Scotty. I was like, don't destroy my ship, you know. But then I realized the reason Justin wanted to do it was to physically take away the thing that bonds the crew together. You know, the Enterprise is their home, and it's the connective tissue which holds them together as a group. And Justin's idea was to take it away and see what happened, whether they would come back together, you know, whether they were more than just their jobs. And I realized that symbolically it was a brilliant thing to do. And I conceded and said to Justin, okay, I see what you want to do now. Particularly because he had this incredible sequence in his head, you know, which just was insane. Doug and I used to read through it going, what is he thinking about, you know? But yeah, so I really came to understand that it was a necessary thing to do. It was like, you know, we had to break them apart in order to...
Break the mold.
Yeah.
Even the subtle and extraordinary idea of the gay character. It was great. How do you do it? How do you film it? How was to make that fit, that idea, the diversity of the Star Trek?
Yeah, it was something that we came up with very early on, and we just thought it would be a nice thing to do. Yeah. It could have been any of the characters, really. You know, it's still quite a binary idea in that, you know, there are so many different variations of sexuality, but we felt like there hadn't been a main character in the Star Trek universe that had been, you know, been gay. I mean, there might have been, you just didn't know it. But we felt like, let's take one of the existing characters, and it be something you learn about them that you just didn't know. And it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the story. It doesn't define them. It doesn't mean anything. It's just, oh, that's part of who they are. And we chose Sulu because of George Takei, and because he, you know, in 2005 came out finally and has been a great advocate and sort of, you know, warrior for gay rights. George was a little unsure about the idea because I think he felt like we were changing Star Trek history. But of course, with this story, we are in an alternate universe. We can have alternate details and things can be different. And George and I had long discussions about it. And, you know, I think he felt like it should have been a new character, but I felt that would have been too much like a big fanfare of, here we are, finally doing this. It felt like it was overdue. So to make it an existing character felt like a nice way of having it feel like it had always been there, you know. Scotty,
your character, it was difficult to make it grow as you as a screenwriter, for example?
Yeah, with Scotty, I would always answer to Doug and say, you know, should Scotty be in this at this point? I didn't want to feel like I didn't want it to look like I was like writing.
Loud. It's your film.
Exactly.
This is Scotty film. Yes.
Yeah. But the good thing is that in writing all of those characters, we felt like we were there was something of ourselves in all of them. So I never felt like if Scotty hadn't been in it for a while, I didn't feel like I hadn't been in the film, because I am in all of the characters in a way, you know. And Scotty was just the one character in the whole crew that we thought would be on his own, you know, because everyone else gets broken off into pairs. Scotty would be on his own, and he would meet this new character who would be like a younger version of him, a sort of very capable, opinionated, strong character who would be a good sort of foil for him. So that ended up being Scotty's part in the film, and it was easy to write because he was with this great new character, which was great fun.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, thank you.
Gracias.
Un gusto.
Abandon ship.